Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. The subject of the discourse today is the root cause of all sufferings in the world. And that root cause is called tanha, thirst, craving. Craving is called the river of sorrow, because craving flows in the mind like a river, causing nothing but sorrow and suffering and misery. And why so? Because craving is a state of mind that sets off a chain reaction of mental events and external events and karmic involvements, which determine the future, the destiny here and now in this, in the present life, and also in future lives. So this setting off of a chain reaction, that means series of events, series of activities, series of situations. Now all these are inevitably one gets involved when one, indulges in craving. So it is very necessary for a spiritual seeker to understand the power of craving and how to overcome craving in order to overcome suffering. Lord Buddha said, if there is suffering, there is also a way by which one can overcome suffering. And that way is knowledge and understanding of what exactly is craving and why human beings keep on craving all the time. Craving for this, craving for that, craving for pleasure, craving for possession, craving for family life, sexual enjoyment, money, power, authority, all these. So life gets completely enmeshed into all kinds of situations from which one cannot get out, and all that is because of craving. So if one wants to get out of involvements in life, involvements which bring about suffering, and involvements, in the process of karma, here it will be helpful if you understand the meaning of the word karma. Because this word also is bandied about everywhere under all circumstances. Karma, strictly speaking, means volitional action. It doesn't mean the result of past actions and so on. No. People use it in the form to mean that karma means something of the past and you are now suffering because of it. When somebody suffers, it is my karma. Suffering is the result of karma, not karma by itself. Now this fact must be understood. So now kamma or karma in day-to-day language is volitional activity, which simply means intentional actions in three distinct ways. Intentional actions are either bodily actions or verbal actions or mental actions. And these volitional actions are not merely, they represent not merely will to do something and all that, or the intention to do something, but they have an ethical quality. That is to say, either they are good or they are evil. They are wholesome or they are unwholesome. So to get involved in actions which are basically, you see, unwholesome or bad or evil, or basically good, wholesome, creating a very happy destiny. Now this understanding of the word karma is essential, which is not only karma, intentional karma can, produce, it has a certain potency. Potency means that which is empowered, which has got a certain power. And the power of a karma, the potency of a karma is that it can produce a result which is compatible with the nature of the karma itself, which will produce a similar result, in other words. You go and punch somebody's nose and you get a punch in return. That's all. That's it. That is called the compatible result. So now, a karma, volitional action, by its very ethical quality, good or bad, determines two things: a destiny which will be happy or a destiny which will be miserable, painful. So happiness or suffering or painful and misery, failure, success, all these things are nothing but the products of one's own actions. They are not created by any divinity or any supernormal power or any guru or any religious tradition or any custom, none of these. They are the products of one's own action, volitional or intentional action. So if we can have a control over our volitions or will or intention, we can have a control over our actions. And when we have control over our actions, we can have control over our mind. And when we have control over the mind, we can have control over unwholesome factors like craving, which determine our future, our destiny. So this is again another if-then. If you can do this, then this is what happens. The result is action and reaction, cause, effect. So this chain reaction of cause and effect should be understood. So in karma, in understanding karma, there are two words. One is just karma, action which can produce a certain similar result and which functions in different ways. So it functions as life supporting. You are born in a family. Once you are born, following parturition, that is after you come out of the womb, you are born here, you are alive. Thereafter you need all kinds of things to support your life. And if you grow, you see, day by day you grow, you are now 1 year, 2 years, 20 years. Constantly you need something to support life. So one type of karma is to give you rebirth in a certain plane of existence, or in a certain family, or in a certain set of conditions. So there is the rebirth producing powerful karma, and then there are those which do not produce result, but they support life, you see, based upon this rebirth producing karma. So there are karmas which not only support, they do just the opposite. They come on the way to your success, happiness and all that sort of thing. They impede. They are counteractive karmas. They are opposing karma. So you say, oh, I am having a bad luck, I am having bad time, I am having this trouble, that trouble and so on. What are those? Those are those counteractive actions. The actions which support life and makes life meaningful and happy, they are the good type of karma producing this good type of result. And those which are counteractive, which are, which cause suffering, misery, trouble, this, that, all those are the products of unwholesome karmas that we have done. So, wholesome, unwholesome karma, performing a certain function, which, determine one's existence, life. There are some karmas which produce results, and they are very powerful. So they are called karma patha, course of action. They are not just karmas, but karma patha, course of action. So a course of action, if it is wholesome, then it will produce very wholesome rebirth, very high in the divine world or in the human world, in a very happy situation, a very happy surrounding. And if it is the other way, unwholesome, then to be born in the human world itself will be a big problem. Then to be born in a divine world, we just forget about it. So they produce misery. So they are reborn where misery is the content of life. The Devalokas, the content of life is bliss, happiness, long life and so on. But everything in the world is dichotomous. That is, it has got a pair of opposites. If the Devas are very happy, enjoy long life and this and that, they are also subject to death, just as they are subject to rebirth. If a person falls from the top of a house, he may end up breaking his neck or even die. But if he falls from a chair, at the most he will have a little injury in the knee, nothing more. So to be born in Devaloka is very good, no doubt. But the karmic potency we carry in our consciousness in the mind. Now following this good life in Devaloka, if something bad that we have done in the past and that takes over, then a person can come down, tumbling down in lower planes of existence. So here, that is why samsara, worldly existence itself is very, very uncertain, unpredictable and full of suffering. Just by becoming a god, it doesn't mean that you are over. You are not subject to suffering anymore, no. Until you have done away with all mental defilements, the worst of which is craving, which really means lobha, durasha, that's all. So now, craving, the karma patha, you see, if cravings sets off, a chain reaction of events where karma patha, you get involved in all kinds of karma patha, then of course it is a very miserable destiny that the craving is creating. If it is not karma patha but just karma, which has secondary function of supporting or obstructing, etc., then it is of lesser suffering. But craving will always set off a chain reaction, a series, a process of events and situations and good luck and bad luck, you see. So, this, if it is mere karma, then of course it is of lesser potency. If it is karma patha, it's very strong, powerful potency. So all this is determined by the chain reaction created by craving. Now how does this chain reaction work? Today we will discuss this. This is very vital. I will read the exact the text as found in Mahanidhana Sutta. Bhagavan Buddha was addressing this sutta to Venerable Ananda. Venerable Ananda went to Bhagavan and said, Lord, this, the particular teaching known as dependent origination, that the origin of life is not just, it is not a sudden or a chance, or it is not somebody creating or and all that, no. Life originates based upon very perfect logic, very perfect law. Of course, the law of dependent arising. Things arise dependent on many conditions. So conditional arising of things, conditional continuity of life, conditional cessation of life. So this is called Paticca Samuppada. It's a profound teaching. Now there, Ananda Bhante said, well, it is a very wonderful teaching indeed, but I can understand it. It's not very difficult. So Buddha said, no, my dear, it's not so simple or difficult. You see, you have got to understand it in proper perspective. Then only you know the origin of life, how life originates, the source, the conditions, and the causes, all those leading to existence. So this here, to Ananda, Buddha said about how tanha, which is the root cause of all sufferings in worldly existence, how it arises. He says, itikho panetan ananda vedanang paticca tanha. Ananda, it is dependent on feeling that craving arises. And we were discussing about a series of talks on contemplation on feelings and how to have complete mastery over feeling so that we can have complete mastery over craving and over the mind and over our destiny. So then he says, tanhang paticca pariyasana. Once you begin to crave things, then depending on craving, there arises this need to search, pariyasana. Pariyasana means searching, seeking, pursuing, looking for. That is, whatever you crave, then you crave for a certain object. You crave for money, you crave for pleasure, you crave for authority, you crave for your worldly sexual pleasures and so on. So whatever you crave for, you see, it creates a reaction by which you keep on seeking for it, searching for it, getting into all kinds, looking for it, and getting involved in all kinds of activities. And activities to satisfy that craving. And these activities may mean the tenfold karma patha, which determine our future existence. The tenfold are 4 types of bodily actions, 4 types of verbal actions, and 3 types of mental actions. The bodily actions are panatipada. You see, that involves destruction, violence, killing, and so on. Destruction of life, violence in so many forms, or ending in death, destruction, killing of life. Life which is very precious. One who deprives a person from living that precious life, he or she also will end up in being deprived to live in the form of short life. If a child, for instance, 2 or 3 years, baby knows nothing about life and he has to die. Why? Why this short life? Or never mind 2 or 3 years. A 20-year boy or a girl has not seen life. In the prime of youth, suddenly dies, bringing so much of sorrow and misery to parents and others, and you see, deprived. Why? It's not some God which has done that, or some mantram or this and that. No. It is this panatipada, killing, destruction of life and violence, which is so rife today throughout the world in the name of religion.